Whoa. Hello, yes.
That's how you're gonna start it?
Yes.
Oh my god. Welcome to the first episode of the QZ podcast, where if you're listening to this podcast, you are a QT. Now, today's topic.
It's a special day. It's our first episode.
It is.
And what is QZ podcast about? Like, what are we doing as?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. So the QZ podcast is where we mainly talk about two movies and do a sort of direct comparison between the two movies.
That sounds so academic and cool and hardcore.
It's not.
Yeah. So the movie of our selection, we usually pick two movies of a similar theme, but kind of give it a little bit of a twist.
Yes, a twist.
A twist,
if you will.
If you will. It's either gonna be something very Eastern versus something very Western, something very highbrow versus something very lowbrow, something very indie versus something very mainstream. Because we feel like that kind of add aspect of tension and oxymoron to the mix. And today, do you want to introduce the movie that we're talking about?
Yes. So the first movie is Mysterious Skin, and we will be juxtaposing this movie with Marry My Dead Body.
Mysterious Skin in 2004, directed by Gregg Araki, and then Marry My Dead Body, directed by Cheng Wei-hao, a Taiwanese film.
Indeed.
So both of these movies are very gay. We're talking about Mysterious Skin because it's having a 4K restoration.
I wouldn't say Mysterious Skin is gay. I would say it's queer.
That's very correct.
Marry My Dead Body is gay.
That is...
But is it queer?
Yeah. So, do you want to give a synopsis? Which film would you like to give a synopsis of?
I'll do Marry My Dead Body.
Okay, I'll do Mysterious Skin then. You do it first.
Okay, so for Marry My Dead Body, essentially there's this basically homophobic cop. And he is doing this sort of drug bust. And in the midst of this drug bust, he picks up a red envelope which contains the...
sort of spirit or ghost.
Yeah, the ritual materials of his future husband.
Yeah.
So the ritual is basically, if you pick up this red envelope, you have to marry the ghost of a dead person. Do you want to give the background on why this tradition exists?
Let's first give the synopsis quickly.
Okay, yeah.
So what happened next?
So what happens next is that some gay shenanigans ensue because he has a husband and, he is a homophobic cop. And basically, he's trying to get rid of his ghost husband, and he has to fulfill his dying wishes.
Dying wishes.
Yeah, so he can move on and reincarnate.
At the same time, there's also this sort of detective story going on. And the two sort of collide into this finale that, it turns out that the ghost... this is not a spoiler. I think this is not a spoiler.
No,
maybe this is a spoiler.
We should have spoilers.
Yeah.
This is
not a spoiler-free pod.
Watch the movie and then come here.
Okay, so the finale, sort of the two storyline comes together, and then it turns out that the person that killed his boyfriend, or his husband, is actually the person that the detective is chasing.
Yeah,
all
the
the
big
time.
drug lord.
Yeah, and then something else happened.
Yeah, plot A and plot B becomes plot AB.
So it's a very much of a crowd pleaser, very popcorn movie.
It is a comedy, after all.
Yeah. And there's some crazy CGI in that as well.
Don't get me started on the CGI.
Yes. So let's do a synopsis on Mysterious Skin. Mysterious Skin is directed by Gregg Araki, who is famously this what they call queer new wave director. Mysterious Skin is probably Gregg's or Mr. Araki.
Mr. Araki, if you're nasty.
Well, he is. Well, let's. I don't know. Where was I going with this? Well, Mr. Singh is probably his most famous and most critically acclaimed movie. It's about the story of two boys who had this common incident. Sort of. It's hard to... something happened to these two boys when they're younger.
They have a shared traumatic experience.
And it turned out very differently. One turned out to be a sex worker. And the other is sort of forever traumatized by the story, and then decided to kind of conjure up another version of what happened in the past.
He's in denial.
Yeah, and then sort of 20 years passed, or maybe not that long, or like 10 years passed, and then they sort of they come together, and then they reconcile with what happened in the past.
Yeah. Essentially.
Yeah, and I think it's very interesting that we wanted to bring these movies together in the first place, because in terms of genre, because in terms of vibe, they're very, very different. The only thing that's sort of connecting them is queerness, gay, or
Yeah.
like whatever that is. But through our discussion, we kind of landed on two topics that we feel like is very interesting. One is something that I feel very personally committed to. I call it the specificity of otherness and the label of conformity. One thing that we both find so interesting about Mysterious Skin is how it feels extremely modern, and it feels extremely nebulous. It's in the sense that there's not really a axis. It's not really something good or something bad. It's treating all its character with immense empathy. And there's
immense nuance, immense dignity, a lot of empathy. It's so ahead of its time. I feel it does not feel like a 2004 movie at all.
At all, definitely, and it sort of traverses this landscape of queerness, which can so often nowadays be, just stereotypes and labels, with this sort of undying love and heart. And whereas, think about the other one, Marry My Dead Body. It's very much a reaction to Taiwan passing the first law that allows gay marriages in Asia.
Yeah, the legalization of gay marriage.
Yeah, and that is actually sort of the turning point of the movie, because Mao Mao, the ghost husband,
yes,
he's dead because the law passed, and he sort of had this sudden impulse to ask his boyfriend out if he want to marry him, and then some kind of ethnic question raises, and they decided not to, and then some other things happened, and he got hit by a car.
Yes.
So there's this forever debate, right, in the queer community about marriage, whether marriage is a heteronormative legal endeavor. Like, the question is, should queer couples relationships ever chase the legal status of getting married? And a lot of time people say that, it's very much about the label. It's very much about stereotypes. Once you get married, there are still these legal hassles and legal sort of stereotypes that you have to go through. And I just find Mysterious Skin to be such a good counter-argument to marriage, almost. Like, not directly, but definitely because it doesn't give a straight answer, and it doesn't fall into stereotypes.
I don't think the movie used any labels, period.
True.
Yeah.
I don't think even they mention gay.
Yeah.
Or like
no
lesbian.
Labels. Yeah.
Any labels. Every person is just who they
person.
are. Yeah. Whereas I feel like in Marry My Dead Body, so much label.
Yeah.
It's not to say that movie is bad per se, or
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's very entertaining. But I do feel like they exist in complete different dimensions when it comes to how we view it. There is this novel that we both read, Tony Tamudi's Rejection. And in one of the story, there's this crazy internet story. But in that story, the protagonist, B, was arguing with someone in like an Ivy League school about labels and conformities. And it's a very heated argument. Definitely, I understand it feels a little reactionary because we live in this sort of neoliberal, woke world, kind of, where a lot of these ideas are sort of forced upon you. And she, in that story, kind of had this complete reaction, or denial of that label system. Obviously, the benefit of that label system is that you can form communities and whatever.
She was rejecting.
She is.
Yeah, she rejected the labels.
She rejected the label.
The norms that comes with that.
Yeah. And I think it's really interesting because let's go back to the film. In Mysterious Skin, the word, well, basically what it is about this older man, the coach. He was a pedophile.
Yes.
But the pedophile word was never mentioned. The word is never mentioned. And it is never shown in this, like, harsh or this sort of complete morally evil way.
Yeah.
Which I think really surprises a lot of us nowadays.
Yeah. It didn't take a sort of stance. It didn't have such a clear-cut message, essentially.
Mm.
It just wanted to depict reality in its objective nature, I guess.
Yeah. And I feel like that's very brave because
Very ahead of its time.
I can imagine if this film came out today, the amount of sort of internet criticism that would have people saying that, like, this is
normalizing or, like, glorifying,
crime, glorifying, but you know, it's not to say that we support whatever that is.
Oh, of course not. Disclaimer. No.
It's just that it's so other.
Yeah.
It's such an otherness thing that there's no word, there's nothing, there's no label that can directly sort of, you know, capture all of that.
Yes.
And then when it comes to Marry My Dead Body, I think it exists as a token. You know, it exists as it's really something about representation, where you want to be seen. This kind of person wants to be seen. One thing that really surprised me in the film is how the cop did not turn out to be, like, bisexual or turn out to be wanting to do any sort of romantic thing with the dead husband.
Yes, essentially he did not turn gay or turn bi or whatever. Like, he was straight throughout the movie. He just became less homophobic, more open-minded, which you love to see that. That's so refreshing. I feel like the core themes and message of the movie would be insanely diluted if the cop turned out to be, like, gay. And
yeah, I think that would just be like Fujoshi.
Yeah, and the rhetoric of especially now, it's like oh, if they're homophobic, they're probably in the closet or whatever, and there's this whole discourse of that, right?
Yeah, true.
So I'm glad this did not perpetuate that stereotype or talking point, because some people are just horrible people and are homophobic because they're homophobic, not because they are secretly in the closet or whatever, you know.
I see, yeah. And I think there's also like the way that everyone talks about in the movie, you know, the people say, like, oh, you're homophobic, oh, you're like or you're like, oh, you're gay, or like
gay.
Yeah. And then there's also the thing that's really interesting is also about stereotypes against women cops. Right? And I think it's building all these different layers, different topics around gender, which is basically gender, sexuality,
gender,
and sort of tackling them heads on. It's definitely completely different than Mysterious Skin, where it feels so nebulous.
Yeah.
But I would definitely feel like what I believed in it more is this sort of, like, label-free world of whatever Mysterious Skin lives in.
Of course, yeah.
Because I think, you know, 2004 is also a time where these labels aren't as commonly used as much.
This was before America legalized gay marriage.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So America legalized same-sex marriage. I believe it was the Obama administration in 2016.
2016?
Yes, 2016.
That's so interesting.
I was going to say it's not that long ago, but then I realized that was literally a decade ago. I was like, whoa.
That's literally 1 decade ago. Oh,
exactly
10 years ago.
10 years ago, a decade ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
How times have changed, huh?
Yeah, that's so interesting. I was also thinking that, you know, like, the idea of homosexuality is actually a clinical term used in the UK, I think. Where before it was just like acts of, you know, like individual acts.
Right.
Like whether it be sort of sex, or some kind of romantic gesture. But this idea of like a categorical term is sort of emerged later on. And that becomes a label, right? Because we're talking about this sort of effect of the label. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I think deep down, what this movie really made me think about is just how you can live without a label. But then again, Marry My Dead Body also shows me that there's power to that label. That people bond over that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And, label, the thing with label is basically that can evolve into marriage because that becomes a thing of recognition.
Right. I just thought of something when you said, what you just said just now. So basically, even straight people really use labels. Like, for example, if a woman is married, she's like, oh, I have a husband, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And, the wedding ring is sort of like a symbol that a woman is taken and, tells guys to back off, blah, blah. And if we didn't have that label, like, for example, what if the woman said, oh, I'm taken, or, oh, I'm partnered, or something like that. I feel like it wouldn't have the impact of, oh, I have a husband.
Yeah. Like, let's think, recently, like, polycule. Like, imagine there's not this word. Imagine there's no open relationship. Imagine there's no polycule. Then, oh my god, these people are just sluts. Right? Like, if you don't have these labels to justify or sort of have people bond over these things, then they don't get this sort of recognition or community forming that they so deserve. But then again, being like... What are you doing? Yes?
I just realized I had a prior commitment that I totally forgot about.
That's better.
Oopsies. So sorry.
It's okay. That's all the drama, And I think Marry My Dead Body, very interesting film, for sure. But also, being sort of critics, like, I feel I'm super critical. Like, I just said all these good things about, like, labels and whatever. Now I'm gonna really attack them.
Ooh, okay. Go for it.
I think, like, doesn't it feel a little bit forced? Doesn't it feel like you're just living in another system? Like, this very nature of, this queer new wave, or a lot of people talk about this queer Marxist idea that queerness is in its actuality about rebellion, right? And if you're just in another system, then wouldn't it just be like another heteronormative system?
Right.
Maybe for me to put it in better terms, it's like it's like an isekai. It's like you have your world, and then there's an isekai. There's like another world. There's a fantasy world. Like, there's still rules, still the same stuff. Like, maybe it feels refreshing and new at immediately, like at first glance. But then there's also these different rules that you still need to follow. It's still the same sort of hierarchy of systems that oppresses, that marginalize people. Like, within the sort of gay marriage system, like, they're labels. They kind of made everyone look the same. I can imagine, in the bathroom scene, or like in the scene where the cop was trying to
take a shower.
Yeah, the first scene where he's trying to take a shower, and then the second scene where he's trying to like talk to one of the person in the gang. Like, he's at the bar, and he's like, "Do you know how to talk
the
to
bar.
a gay person?"
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I thought that was so funny because at the start of the movie we see him successfully
that's true.
pick up like a gay man.
Yeah.
And like, it was very good, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, but I think what's really interesting is, like, how come we have developed these tactics? Like, okay, so this person is buff, that person is also really buff, so a gay person must be really buff. What happened to a person that's not super buff, or that's not really into working out, or that's not really into the other kind of stuff?
They're dancing K-pop on the dance floor.
But yes, but like, I feel like there will be a niche where this person would be like, oh, I don't feel included in this community.
Right, of
Even though I
course.
share the same label, I don't
Yeah.
feel included. And I think that's not what queerness or this sort of legal system should make people feel.
Right, because Mama was supposed to be like the twink, the cute one,
Yeah.
but then in the the bathroom shower scene, we saw that he was even more buff than the cop, which was insane.
Okay.
So it's like even when you're like cute and demure and you're supposed to be like the cute twink, like underneath the clothes, it's still very like
Yeah.
buff, defined muscle.
Yeah,
day.
true.
Yeah.
Okay. Side note, heated rivalry.
I feel like that should be its own episode because there's much.
No,
much
I
to
hate
discuss.
that show, but what is
Well,
that?
He hates it, you guys.
What
Come
is
for him.
that? Yeah, I don't mind. What is that? The separate episode where it's this like Brooklyn
Scott's
barista.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way. There's no way that body is like that. Like that's so unrealistic.
Yeah.
That's almost bad as like a beauty standard, that kind of stereotype
Yeah.
imposed onto someone else.
Yeah, it's again like you would think the barista would be like the cute twink, blah, 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 but then turns out he's even more buff than the hockey player.
There's like a totality to how buff everyone needs to be.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just us projecting, since maybe just me projecting.
Whoa, you don't think I got guns?
Yeah.
I don't. But
You should eat more.
whoa.
But yeah, I just think it's so like, there's a very surreal but also super real feeling when I'm watching Mysterious Skin, where it's almost like this is every part of my childhood. Like, because I feel like there's, is it Nietzsche?
Well, I hope not every part.
Is it Hegel or Nietzsche said like, there's two part of a human: the part that you show other people, and then the part that is your true self.
Whoa. So, in other terms, there are two wolves inside you.
There are two wolves inside of me. One wolf is the wolf that other people see, and then the other is the true wolf. In sort of Chinese philosophy, Wyoming also said like, 知行合一.
Wyoming?
Yeah.
Basketball?
No, I don't know.
Is he not the basketball player?
No, I don't play basketball.
Well, neither do I, but...
If it's wrong, then I'll just cut this part.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, but 知行合一 it means you should act the same way as you know. So this is very much against this idea of like you have two wolves inside of you. You should only have one wolf inside of you, and that's you.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I mentioned this.
Centralized
I
identity.
mentioned this because, it's not to say that Neil or Brian, right? That's his name.
Yeah, Brian.
It's not to say Neil or Brian. We're talking about Mysterious Skin. It's not to say. Yeah, there's this like Caucasian in Man Red Dog, that body called Neil, and there's. I'm trying to make a joke. It didn't land. Yeah, it's not to say that Neil or Brian act a different way than who they really are, but it's just that there are these inner darkness that no one really talks about.
Right.
Like Neil, you think that he's so open, but the thing with his childhood, he has only he only shared it with his girlfriend,
With Wendy.
Wendy, his female friend.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, a very realistic, like not even his mom, right? Which I think
Yeah.
is something that he would never do.
Yeah.
I think just that, despite how open he is with like how, I wouldn't say he's flamboyant, but like openly sexual that his energy is.
Yeah. He didn't even tell, oh my god, what's the other...
Eric?
Yeah, Eric. He didn't
Yeah.
even share it with Eric. It was just Wendy. Like, Wendy knows everything about this man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that just shows that this double-sidedness of him. That, and it's not shown directly, it's shown through how he would accept that offer to work at a fast food place. And then it's shown through how, sandwich place or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. And it's shown through how he would like actually touch the person with, I presume, AIDS or STD.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I don't know. What were the... It had, like, marks on his back. Is that not syphilis?
I
don't think it's that important. Anyways, he had some sort of STD or, like,
some kind
or
of,
some
like,
sort of, like, skin condition.
condition.
Yeah.
But then he would still touch him. Like,
Yeah.
albeit there is, like, a monetary aspect to it.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I feel so touched. when he's touching him and he said, "Make me happy.
Oh God.
Make me happy. Oh, make me happy." That just reminds me of another movie.
God.
Then it reminds me of another movie, Love and Pop, that we also saw. Hirano's, where this scene of this person, bad person, obviously,
In the
But-
hotel.
not in the yeah, both actually, in the hotel, and then also the very sweaty
the-
person.
The what was it? Bookstore guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there obviously there's an element of evil, but there's such a strong feeling of empathy to them, and they feel suddenly
Yeah.
like these.
You can feel their desperation. I think
Yeah.
that's the draw of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes you empathize
That-
because they're
that
so
feeling of-
desperate.
The feeling of like lust and like longing for intimacy. I think everyone can sort of relate on that now. And I think this is also really interesting that I forgot what her name is. Brian, the girl that Brian is talking to, the alien girl. You know what I'm talking about?
Ah, yeah. Amanda?
No.
No?
No. But like
Wait. Let me pull it up.
yeah, as you're trying to find it, I think there's this scene where she was sitting down next to Brian, and
Evelyn?
yeah, Evelyn.
Wait, why is it spelled with an A? Evelyn, but spelled with an A. That's weird.
Interesting. He's sitting down with Brian, and he's no, she's sitting down. Oh, too much game. She's sitting down with Brian, and she's like, "I'll make you comfortable" or something like that. "I'll make you feel good."
Oh yeah.
Like this
And that's exactly what the coach said.
yeah.
Or like what Neil told
to the other
Brian to
boy.
say to the coach.
Yeah, or like Neil said to like the other boy at
With the
Halloween.
firework in the mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make you feel good.
Yeah.
Like there's this permeating sort of liquidy osmosis of like horniness in this movie that's like not shown directly, but
yeah.
everyone gets it.
It almost commodifies bodily pleasure as something that can be exchanged.
No. That's not what I'm talking about.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
No. I get what you're talking about, but I feel like there is like everyone sort of understand this level of lust,
Right, yeah.
because somehow in this sort of like American landscape of just the suburban town or whatever, like there's a lot of movies that sort of tackle the sort of like suburban horror of like American cities. Like there's this movie definitely feels super American. And I think in that suburbia, there is this element of like loneliness and this incredible lust, but not like kind of lust, but more like invisible.
Right. Because, I mean, Neil is in this small town, and yet he's, like, constantly with someone. And, I mean, he basically said at one point he's basically slept with every guy in the town.
Okay, we're talking about this Americanness. Which I think perfectly transition to our second topic,
Oh.
which is actually the sort of the title of this pod, or the original title that we're trying to come up with.
Right.
Do you want to say it? It's here.
You should say it.
Okay. Like when we first put these movies together, before we sort of rewatch them, the title that we give to this episode is "Cultural Head Canonization of Queer People: Marry My Mysterious Skin." And by sort of head canon, but by head canon, we really mean is like, you know, like how society as a whole interpret and live with queer people, whether it's this kind of idea of escapism or coping mechanism. And what's really interesting in this film is obviously there's like this movie, Mysterious Skin feels very much like an alien movie. There's like a point it's trying to make with the sort of mystery of what actually happened. And then when it comes to Marry My Dead Body, there's also this supernatural element to it. Right? The ghost.
Right.
The ghost being like a very very local, very Chinese thing.
Right.
Very
And it's a literal ghost.
Yeah. And it's an actual ghost, whereas mysterious skin is sort of a euphemism for something else that happened.
Like the aliens were not really there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this is also extremely fascinating. It's just like, why? Why are they... Obviously, we understand from like sort of a arts or entertainment level why you will have someone like a little spice. But to really ponder upon this topic and to think of it as in like a euphemism or like some kind of imagery for queer media, I think what I find really interesting is how much there is this kind of euphemism, or like how much Taiwan is trying to tie queerness or a lot of the other sort of gay labels to its cultural heritage.
Right.
Or like the masses or people as a whole, we're always trying to tie that stuff to some kind of more ancient, more mystical element of our society, of our culture, to somehow justifies its existence nowadays.
Right.
There's like this gay Taiwanese temple. There's this story of like the man cutting the sleeve.
The 兔儿神.
Yeah. Wow.
I know my stuff.
Someone's planning a trip. Yeah. And then, like even before, but this is like cultural history or like the Romans, right? And whatnot. That there is like, we talked about this idea of like the idea of homosexuals does not exist till very early on in the modernization.
Right.
But similarly, sort of in the East, like, there's also not really this categorization, this label term. But now we're sort of really thinking back and relabeling the stuff in the past.
Right, yeah.
Right, yeah. And the ghost is so interesting because...
How about we ban that word?
Ghost?
Interesting.
Yeah, the ghost is so culturally significant to the movie.
Right.
Because it's what makes it Chinese. It's what makes it Taiwanese. It's what makes it that movie. Like with the possession.
Right.
With
the burning the incense.
The burning of incense.
Yeah.
With a lot of these different, like, it's not necessarily religious, but, like, religion or Buddhism in China or in Asia as a whole is kind of this cultural thing. It's really a spiritual or religion thing.
Right.
And I think it's so fascinating because after legalization of the marriage, it's just keep trying to, like, sell its unique type of queerness.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas I think Alien, right? Like when I think of Alien, I also kind of think of America. You know how like they say like dinosaur is like a American idea?
Yeah. Because aliens, when you think of aliens, it's like Area 51. Like
UFO,
little brain man, big eyes, UFO. Yeah.
Even though it's supposed to be sort of this global thing.
Yeah. Like when you say alien, you don't think of like Godzilla invading Tokyo, right? You don't think of that.
Yeah, because that's not very. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's no
Godzilla's an alien.
There's no French alien.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's no Chinese alien.
Yeah.
And I think that's so fascinating because that's sort of a moment in pop culture or like mass media culture that they're just trying to make sense of stuff. And whenever something doesn't quite make sense, it's alien. There's also this scene in Mysterious Skin where they're on the roof when they're young. They actually saw a UFO, right?
Yeah.
Like, what was
that about? And like the mom saw it too.
Yeah.
So what was that about? Yeah.
So is it like real alien or is it like not real?
Yeah, I have no idea and also Evelyn showed him the like cow carcass.
Yeah.
Right? And it was missing organs and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I also like this analogy of like, the cow, like this is maybe a tangent, but the cow, it's like sort of has a similar feeling of fisting, right? That's what reminds Brian, like why he passed out, why he doesn't feel like that's comfortable.
Right.
Because sex is considered as this sort of alien act.
Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah.
put that together. You're so right. Because he was like, he put his hand into the
Yeah,
cow
yeah.
to feel the missing organs, and
Yeah.
I mean that's basically what fisting is.
Yeah. There's also recently this news of the 4K restoration version of Mysterious Skin.
Oh,
It's gonna have
yes.
new CGI or like new sort of
For the
technical-
aliens.
I don't know if it's for the aliens, but I haven't watched it, so I wouldn't know.
It's not out yet, is it?
It's not out yet,
Hmm.
but it says it has these like new stuff, new CGI, new visual elements to it.
Should we date these? Maybe we should date these. Today is February 28th, 2026.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
正月20
Whoa, whoa,
if you follow the Nongli calendar.
Wow.
Yes.
Nobody cares.
The Chinese people care.
Sure. Where was I going with this? Oh, Gregg Araki's other film. You haven't watched a lot of his films,
I have not.
but there's always like a little bit of like a little bit of like
Okay.
a little spice, a little bit that doesn't quite make sense.
Right.
I think that's actually his rebellion, right? Like there's a rebellion part of that kind of filmmaking where
Right.
it's like it doesn't need to fully make sense. But let's go back to like how these two imagery serves as sort of a coping or escapism mechanism. I think by tackling, Married Dead Body is so everywhere. It's talking about grief. It's talking about ghosts. It's talking about
Environmental friendliness, homophobia,
Environmental
women's
friendliness.
rights.
yeah,
It's a big part of the movie.
yeah,
Come
yeah,
on
yeah.
now.
And I just feel like
Animal rights.
it's so like it doesn't necessarily feel revolutionary when it comes to what it's doing for the queer media. And
even for Taiwan, because Taiwan had Your Name Engraved Herein and all these other like
yeah.
short films, and it's not like this is the first time queer media has
For
been
sure.
Yeah.
But this is also targeted as a mass pleasing blockbuster.
Right.
So I feel like it feels very educational, in a sense. And
A
I
little
think
bit
that's
propagandizing, if you will.
not I wouldn't say propagandizing, but
But
definitely
kind of. You can see
what
the
kind of propaganda? I just feel like the
No,
queer
no.
propaganda.
the queer agenda. No, but you can see the tactics. Like for example, it was trying to equate being queer. Basically, it was saying that being queer is morally correct, and it was sort
Yeah.
of equating or associating being queer with being environmentally friendly, nice to animals, blah blah blah, which are other morally correct things. And when you associate the two, then it's almost like it makes being queer more morally correct or digestible for the general audience.
That's true, but what about the ghost part of it? I think it's trying to make it feel like this is a normalizing part of our society.
right.
With the legalization, with everything as well.
Yeah.
But I do have to say, one of my criticism is don't you think this idea of this marriage bond is inherently superstition or inherently objectifying?
Yes.
Yes, right?
I mean, historically, the history of Minhun?
No idea.
Yeah, it's very misogynistic.
Right, arranged marriages.
Yeah, it basically is, and it serves to dictate wealth among the living or something like that. I haven't done so much research. I probably should have, but yeah.
You probably should have.
Well, where was your research?
I have no research.
There we go.
I am research. But right, I'm thinking during a time in the world where everyone is sort of doing these decolonization of traditions, thinking back on the very little things in our society and what kind of social implication that comes from. Right? In a time and day and age where everything's kind of fascism, everything kind of can be traced down to a colonial roots or a fascist roots. Even khaki pants or Christmas, different kind of religious
Oh my god,
holidays.
what is wrong with me? I totally should not have worn this outfit Give me 1 second, you guys.
Okay.
I literally have the sweater that Mama was wearing.
Okay.
wrong with
Well,
me?
our viewers, this just turned into an OnlyFans session.
That's not true.
It's okay. It's pluriversal. Whoa,
wait.
that would be
Me?
so interesting.
What?
If like this is like an OnlyFans thing.
Oh my god.
Just kidding. Where was I going with this?
And now me and Mama are twinning.
Why are you interrupting me when I'm doing my decolonization talk?
Because you're trying to colonize my airtime, and I'm decolonizing.
Sure, I don't mind. Rituals, yeah, like the misogyny of these rituals, the misogynies of these
Right.
traditions, and they're reclaiming them, but there's also this very Taiwanese aspect. Oh, why are you drinking my milk tea?
This is China. Communism. Our milk tea.
Sure. Yeah, where versus the sort of, like, you know how people would say something like, marriage comes from a certain Christian value or some other thing comes from a certain value.
Right.
Very much here, coming back to this idea of marriage. There's so much talk of before where we're talking about marriage and labels, the conformities, whether gay should get married or not. I think this film, in a way, raises very interesting questions of, like, marriage as a sort of stronger bond. This bond is sort of destiny based. Like, it's something that you have to fully embrace. Like, you cannot shake the ghost away. There's no divorce when it comes to the ghost.
Right.
And that actually made me think a lot about, like, rituals, right? Like there's also the counter argument to, like, if you decolonize everything, if you make everything super clear or rational, you're at the loss of, like, culture or, like, tradition.
Right.
So it's forever this sort of ongoing topic, and I just think that it's sort of rich enough, not necessarily rich, but, like, over encompassing enough that it's sort of, like, just have everything in it. Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, Mysterious Skin also have Christmas in it,
Ah, yeah.
right? Like,
And Halloween.
Halloween, that's also the sort of American culture. It ends with Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
So I do think, you can draw this cultural
Right.
comparison.
Yeah.
And that's... Mysterious Skin juxtaposes, whereas Marry My Dead Body merges this.
Right.
They're trying to merge this traditional culture with queerness, whereas whereas Mysterious Skin really want to juxtapose these,
Right.
like almost feel like hydrophobic
Right.
qualities that are sort of suspended upon one
Yeah.
another.
It's trying to emulsify.
True. Delicious little words.
Oh God.
Yeah, I think it's so fascinating. But still, I would say that, like, at the end of the day, you wouldn't get all of that from Marry My Dead Body.
Well, yeah.
We're reading really hard. I'm like
we might be a little bit over analyzing. It is a comedy and it's like not trying to be that deep, but
yeah.
Yeah.
The Chinese name is
the Chinese name is very
Chinese name
long.
is 关于我
和
Can you pull up the Chinese name?
和鬼变成
家人
的
这
那件事
事情 which it's supposed to come off as like, oh yeah, it's like an inconvenience. So the direct translation for our viewers
Oh,
is,
here. So 关于我和鬼变成家人的那件事.
so direct translation for our viewers is the thing about the thing of me and the ghost becoming family.
That was terrible.
I know.
About the time when me and a ghost became family.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
You're reading something. You're not doing it spontaneously.
I'm reading the
Fine.
Letterboxd page.
Thank you. Also, follow us on Letterboxd.
You're not even plugging it. How are they supposed to follow?
We'll link it.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, but back to that. Like, it's supposed to come off as kind of like Japanesey, right? Like, about this thing, right? Like, it's like almost like a little side note, a little talky talk.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right? It's like, oh, by the way, da 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 da.
Yeah, Japanese people and Japanese, the language really loves to elongate things.
Yeah,
it's very
my adopted sister cannot be this cute or something like that.
yeah.
Rent a girlfriend.
That's 3 words.
There's more examples. But like, let's go back to Mysterious Skin. Why is it called Mysterious Skin?
Yeah, why indeed?
Well, it's adopted from a novel,
Yes.
but it is Mysterious Skin.
Why is the novel called Mysterious Skin?
Exactly. Why do you think that's the case?
Good question.
Wow, so quiet. I think skin is very much about embodiment. At least that's how I feel.
Right, because
When I say embodiment, I mean it's about how comfortable you are with your what the fuck am I talking about?
I mean, well, the first thing you see of a person is their skin.
Yeah.
So the skin is
Or
almost
eye,
like
though. This remind me of
your eyelids.
that famous architecture essay, Eyes of the Skin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Phenomenology. What's his name? Julian Palasama. I'm gonna get destroyed. I'll adding something else. Yeah, in post. But I think. Yeah, back to the skin. Back to the skin.
Oh my god! If you could stop interrupting me
I'm
every
so
2
sorry.
seconds, you should be. So the skin is the first thing you see of someone. So the skin is how they present themselves. Is how they, the skin is the barrier between one's inland empire, if you will, and their outland empire. But I digress. So, if your skin is mysterious, then that's like, whoa, because the skin is like, what you're. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, there is like a Lynchian aspect to Mysterious Skin. I think our audience was gonna be like, "What the fuck?" No. There's not a Lynchian aspect to it. I think what I find Lynchian is like it very much reminds me of. What's that film called? Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet?
Blue Velvet. That's another movie.
Okay.
And how it is sort of like, it's a very straightforward movie, but there is also this sort of like American suburbanism flow to it. Yeah. Well, I think we covered a lot. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Maybe let's come to a conclusion.
I feel like we had many points, but we need to edit. We need to be more specific. Oh my god, my computer science teacher in high school said something. He said, shout out to, oh god, what was his name?
Cut this. We're not showing that.
No, shout out to him because he said, whatever you do, you have to be concise, precise, and something else that I forgot. I'm so sorry. Anyways, yeah, but I think that's so true. Like, you have to be concise, you have to be precise, and you have to be something else. But yeah.
Yes, you have to be something else.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I've said everything I want to say.
Oh.
And while you're looking at this, I just want to say that, like, comparing the two film, as I was saying, I do feel like it's such a beautiful and other film, Mysterious Skin. And we didn't really talk about its structure, right? It's these two storylines, and then finally they emerge in the end.
Same for Marry My Dead Body. 2 storylines that converge.
Yeah. But it's very different.
Well, of course.
And I think, they met, and then the mystery scene, it ends so abruptly.
Right.
And that's so beautiful about this. Like, it leaves so much room for people to sort of just, like, feel. Whereas I think the other one is like, ooh, and then suddenly this girl jumps out and it's like, ooh, twist. Twist.
I love that. Twist.
Other things happen, and it tried to end itself so many different times. I don't like that. The ending, it didn't really land the ending, because it has, like,
Because
3 or 4
it did like
different
2 fake outs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that suddenly just doesn't feel like it loses its core. Like the ending solves its sort of climatic. It serves its climatic value of like having this sort of detective or like crowd pleasing factor, but it doesn't really serve this sort of emotional anchoring
Right.
point. Whereas I feel like Mystery Skin really is like hits you finally. It's like
Right.
I wish
Yeah.
I can say.
It's like a sledgehammer. I feel like the ending of Marry My Dead Body was, I don't know if it's intentional, but it was very diluted to not leave such a, I feel like it was letting the audience down easily.
Yeah,
It
and
didn't want to hurt the audience.
It ends on the note of grief, which I think is mentioned really well in the beginning of this film.
Right.
And it's suddenly because this person is always here, you don't feel like he's actually dead.
Right. Like
But-
in the marriage scene, because the cop is getting married and he doesn't want to get married, it's like, haha, funny homophobic man tries to like marry a man to save his life or
Reputation
some, like,
or something.
reputation,
Yeah,
and yeah. He's trying to get rid of this misfortune, and the grandma who is trying to set up this marriage, like, really brings the perspective back to what's actually important and what's actually happening is that this young man's life was ended so abruptly, just taken away, and he had a whole life, and there was like this person, this
Yeah.
ghost was a person,
Yeah.
and then
You know, in as we were talking before, in the way that Marry My Dead Body is trying to conjure up this different label, trying to represent, but because it's so talking about everything, I feel like it actually failed to like talk about anything at all. Which is definitely we're reading really hard and trying to, the point with comparative analysis,
Right,
or,
right.
like trying to make sense of both of them is definitely we're trying very hard to like take a little bits
Right,
and pieces,
right.
but just talking about the text, the movie itself, it's like a little bit everywhere. But I understand, but I also understand like a lot of people look at it and they like really love it because it's such a refreshing. It's very happy. It's a comedy. It's very refreshing to see sort of a comedy about this sort of like to depict that queerness or like relationship in such a positive light where
it is a gay movie after all, gay in both senses of the word.
I don't think so. I think there's more queer media that's like really sad.
No, I mean Marry My Dead Body
Yeah.
is
Yeah, it's gay. I get it.
yeah. Thank you.
I think that will be it though. Which one do you like more?
Interesting question.
Which one do you like the most? Which one do you like more?
Which one would I watch again? Marry My Dead Body,
Oh wow!
because it's a comedy.
But then Mysterious Skin is gonna get a 4K restoration.
Yes, I mean, like, which one do I want to watch again more, or is like which one's an easier watch? Of course, Marry My Dead Body,
Yeah.
because I feel like
That's crazy.
you need to be in a state of mind, and you have to for Mysterious Skin, especially that one scene. Neil in the shower scene. I feel like that's not very.
That's not very. Yeah.
Yeah, that was hard to watch. That was nauseous.
There's a Nora quality. A Nora directed by Sean Baker.
Oh, Sean Baker.
Yeah, there's an Nora quality to that. Like, of like the way that the New York subway. Yeah. But, I obviously. Well, it's actually interesting because we recommended both movies to each other, and we ended up saying that I like the one that I picked. So, yeah.
No, but I mean, I rated Mysterious Skin higher on Letterboxd than. Oh
you
no,
like it more.
no, wait, I did not. I gave Marry My Dead Body 5 stars as well. I gave both of them 5 stars.
Wow. Very
Interesting.
Very generous.
I'm a generous rater
Generous
on
rater,
Letterboxd. I see a lot of people
reviewer.
giving like 3 stars if they liked it. 3 stars is my average baseline. So if it was like bleh, that's
Yeah,
a 3 star.
anything kind of 3 stars.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should thank our viewers. If there's anyone actually listening to
Do we
this,
have any viewers?
Yeah, if there's anyone actually listening to this,
No, we will.
oh wow, maybe in the background or something,
No.
like doing dishes, or like making models.
Ooh.
That would be
that's
really
a good one.
No, that would be really cringe. If imagine any like your friends listening to this and they're like doing like little architecture and whatever, and just like us in the background.
They would love
yapping.
that.
yeah, like,
Emily, shout out to Emily.
oh no, I'm
She
too
would definitely
shy.
watch
I'm
this.
too shy. I'm not gonna like. None of my friends gonna watch this. They're gonna like click on it and then they're gonna like click out. Okay, thank you
I
so
have
much.
so many more people to shout out. Now that
No,
that
you're
I've
not.
shouted out Emily.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No,
Sorry.
you're making
love
me,
you all.
You're making me look back. Like if you start shouting out all different. Kind
No,
of people,
yeah.
and I didn't shout it to anyone.
Sorry. Shout out to everyone. Love you all.
Okay. I think you should shout out to the person that set up our setup.
Yes. Thank you so much, Yanis. Thank you for. Yes, you. Thank you for all of this. This is
Yeah.
all you.
Does it look good?
Yeah.
There's no way
if
this.
if you like the sound, if you like the
I didn't know.
lighting,
I thought this is gonna be really
the image
lo-fi,
quality.
but this is so like high quality.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
If you like the production value,
Yes.
thank you to
Thank you
Yanis.
everyone. Okay. Bye bye.